Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining me once again. This is Majik Ministries, and I am Nina Diedrich, the Magic Mom. Today, we are here for something really fun. I've decided to do 2020 forecasts, and we've split it up by element. So, I'm going to do earth, air, fire, and water signs, and then to start off each video, we are going to get a collective read for each of the 4 elements, and then I will split up the video by each individual zodiac sign as well, and timestamp it so you can skip to your own or feel free to watch the entire video. The messages always apply collectively, so use your better judgment, and remember, I love you all beyond measure, and I appreciate you all joining me once again. I'll be right back with your reading. Welcome back, water signs, and thank you for joining me for your 2020 outlook. I cannot even count how many times I've tried recording this video now, so we're just gonna let it fly. There has been interruptions and coughing fits and random brain farts. This is starting to become weird. So, if you're a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, welcome. This is your 2020 outlook, and from the feel of the energy, it is all over the charts scattered. I thought it was just me, but maybe it's the overall energy for this time period. How about we all get some clarification from these cards? Figure this out, huh? As I said before to the other signs, and I'm sure you've probably become well versed if you've watched any of the other videos in this series. This is the last in the 4-part 2020 series. We're going to start with the Affirmators deck as a collective reading for the water signs, and I'm going to use all 3 of them. And then we are going to use the Soul Coaching deck for affirmations and clarification on the collective at the end too as well, and at the end of each individual sign during their particular section. I will be timestamping this after it premieres, and we will be using the Conversations with God deck by Neil Donald Walsh, the Divine Wisdom cards, Sacred Traveler Oracle by Denise Lynn also, and then the Sacred Path Oracle by Jamie Sams and Linda Childers for each of the individual signs. But why don't we get started with the general collective. It looks like water signs are, well, we're going to be leaning on our sensitivity as we always do. But this year it may be a little bit more of an advantage to us because we're a little bit more used to following our intuition to varying degrees. And this year we're going to be facing a lot of new stuff. New jobs, creations of new businesses, new art, new means of expression, a general new course in life, and just new beginnings all over the place. Because I don't know about you guys, but last year for a lot of people was about closure. And, well, this year is going to be about building on a solid foundation, which is symbolized by the number 4. So, let's get your cards pulled, huh? I'm just going to shuffle these really fast, too. All right. 2020 for the water signs, please. What message do you... Oh, there it goes, right there. Tact. I think somebody else got this one, but it was out of a different deck. I think it was actually out of the family deck. So, this year we are going to speak and act with care, aren't we, water signs? We're going to remember that impulsive words and harsh tones can sometimes hurt others. And if it feels like we're walking on eggshells, we're going to remind ourselves that those eggshells might actually be a shop full of china. And we might actually be the bowl. And then we're going to remind ourselves to stop mixing metaphors. The bottom of the deck. Appreciation, which is definitely one we want to lean more towards. And I love the ravens on this. It's adorable. So it says, we are going to appreciate the unique ways other people show their love. And rather than compare their ways with our ways, we're going to appreciate ourselves for maturely putting up with people who just can't seem to show love the normal, obviously universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. Right? Because no more judgment. We're going to leave that in 2019. Let's get a family card. Just wanting to stick together. Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm going to shuffle this too. I shuffled these ones already, but for some reason the cards are wanting to stick together. Alright. Water signs for 2020. What is your message? Ooh, there it goes. Ooh, I like that one. Patience. This is a good one. So, patience is one of our virtues, whether we realize it or not, water signs. And we're going to call on it now to soothe our nerves and bolster our stamina. And when a trigger arises, we're going to smile at how unaffected we are. Because we are about to display such a magnitude of patience in 2020 that our in-laws won't even recognize us. But if they do, I have a backup pirate costume in the closet. Just saying. So, patience, appreciation, and tact. Interesting. Let's see what the bottom of the deck is. Affection. Ooh, I like that. I don't think we've got this card. Oh my gosh, that's cute. And the love card's right underneath that one as a bonus, so we're going to take that one too. Because we have not got either one of these ones. So the family deck says we feel our love fully and express it generously this year, because there's no harm in saying I love you, and nothing bad has ever come from a hug. And that is a matter of historical record. Go check on it if you want. In the meantime, we're going to be waiting here with open arms. See where I'm going with this? Show people how much you love them. You may not get another chance. Because the love card has also shown up and it says, this card has arrived to remind you that you are so loved by so many people, whether you feel that on the surface or not, water signs. Family members might not always be good at expressing their love, especially ironically the ones we're closest to. But you are absolutely, undeniably irreplaceable to them. And if you want to test this, go ahead. Replace yourself with a wax replica and see how they fare without you. Then, enjoy the love they shower you with upon your return. As they say, sometimes a little absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? And sometimes taking a break for yourself might be the best answer. All right. From the black deck, let's get a message. 2020 from the water signs, please. And there we get it. And we also get ideal partnership out of the black deck instead of the love and relationships deck. Interesting. So, remember, water signs, you are a rare and precious find. And your brilliance will be reflected back to you when you're paired with a true match. Because your ideal partnerships and working relationships are now easy and free-flowing. And you deserve greatness. Because you are greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what you're looking for is also looking for you. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. And the bottom of the deck, another bonus card, nature, and underneath it, personal growth, which is going to be our biggest focus in 2020, I do believe. So remember, water signs, as you move toward greater consciousness, you're going to feel old habits and thoughts fall away. And like training wheels on a bike, they helped you get where you are. But now that you can ride, you don't need those slow and crummy wheels. Except when you're making bike analogies. Right? The only time that stuff needs to come out anymore is as an example of what not to do. And instead, it's time to unleash your inner hippie, water signs, and step outside of that man-made box. Take a walk in the woods and smell those flowers. And definitely hug some trees. And you might think you're being ironic, like, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff. But you'll find even then, those trees will hug you back. Trees come from a time before irony, and their earnestness is impervious to our jaded humor. And if that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. And maybe you should go hug 2 trees. All right. So, at 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock, how about we break this off into sections and we get started with Cancer? All right, let me pull the decks out really quick. While I sit here and channel the message for Cancer for this year. And for you guys, I just keep getting this message of growth and expansion. Like, there's going to be quite a bit more of that for you, I think, than the other 2 signs. As far as your spirituality goes and your your personal belief systems are going to be going through a big shift too, I believe. Up until this point, you have kind of followed the beliefs of your family and close relationships. Not that you didn't have your own established beliefs too, but for the most part, the ones that were kind of outside the box, you kind of kept to yourself. And I think this year you're going to be kind of, I don't know, I guess, Spirit says letting your freak flag fly a little bit more, which definitely is not something I normally would say. So that's all you guys. All right, so let's see. Oh, we're going to start with the winter time period, which is now, and we will be ending with the fall period, which will culminate with the end of 2020 into 2021. I'm going to pull 4 cards out of each deck, one for each of the 4 sections, and then we will pull your soul coaching card at the end. All right, ready, Cancer? Here we go. Move this out of the way a little bit. All right. Miss Karma can hold the soul coaching cards. All right, let's get your first. Oh, boy, they're flying out already. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4 out of the soul path. Let's see what the Sacred Traveler Oracle has to add to those. For Cancer. Oh, I forgot to take one out of the box. There we go. And from the Divine Wisdom deck, it's throwing your cards out all over. And that one. Alright. Alright. I went pretty fast, guys. Let me get a drink. Let's put this over here instead. Okay. So, for this time period of now, you get the Standing People to start the year. So, roots and giving. You being Cancers, that does not surprise me. That is like the basis of your guys' whole life and your goals is around your family and your roots. But to me, this says that you may be changing where those lie when it comes out with the number 5. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. Your Divine Wisdom card says, I tell you this, you are your own rule maker. You set the guidelines, Cancer, and you decide how well you have done, how well you are doing. For you are the one who has decided who and what you really are and who you want to be, after all, right? And here is a repeat in the Standing People theme. And it comes out with the Transformation card from the Sacred Traveler Oracle. So we're going to read what this one says, but it says, a fresh new way of living is emerging for you in this grand and glorious moment of now. Interesting, Cancer. So transformation says, The journey transforms the traveler. And when the traveler arrives at the destination, the traveler is no longer the same person who started out. Even if there are some areas that may be murky or unsettled in your life, don't be concerned. This is the confusion that often appears before the rebirth. Like the phoenix that arises majestically from the ashes. A big change in your life is at hand, Cancer. Don't hold on to old ways of viewing the world and limited ways of thinking. Be willing to see the world with fresh new eyes, because changes are afoot, and it's all so very good. I like that for you guys a lot, especially going into the spring, which is where we're going now. Because what card do you get for the spring but the Counting Coup card? Victory is at hand, my friends. And it's the 20. It looks like you guys are going to be taking a bit of a voyage of the heart. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize for that. Sorry, guys. I should have paused it, too. I didn't think about it. This springtime period is going to be pretty epic for you guys. And the biggest part is going to be staying out of a sense of judgment of yourself and of other people too as well. So don't think that there's only one right way to do any of this, is the message that's kind of coming through with these. Because the Divine Wisdom card you get says, do not condemn, therefore, all that you would call bad in the world, Cancer. Rather ask yourself, what about this have you judged bad? And what, if anything, you wish to do to change it? And then you get the Voyage of the Heart card, which says love flows through you and to you as well. So don't forget that. Let's see what it says. It says, joyous love flows through you and to you, Cancer, because you deserve love. And there is nothing you need to do to receive this vibrant energy. Tenderness and devotion are finding their way to you. And the traveler walks with a light heart on the path, knowing that she is surrounded with love. It's truly a day for rejoicing, and your capacity for receiving and giving love is expanding. So let your heart lead you forward this spring. Your mission on earth is to deepen your ability to impart and accept love. And that is exactly what is happening right now, right? Oh, I love that. All right, so going into the summertime, you guys get the pipe card. So this is about prayers and inner peace. It's the beginning card. It's kind of like the Magician in the tarot deck. This would be the point in time where you realize that you are the creator of your own reality and you have all the tools that you need in order to do that. Because it seems like you've reached a little bit of an impasse with yourself. And the Divine Wisdom card says, so long as you entertain the notion that there is something or someone else out there doing it to you, You disempower yourself to do anything about it, Cancer. Only when you say, I did this, can you find the power to change it, right? And in that way, you'll find the way past the impasse. Let's see what the card says, though. Sometimes they don't always have the exact meaning you'd think. So the Sacred Traveler wants you to know, Cancer, if you reach an impasse in life, instead of protesting that it's unfair or unwarranted, change your course and do it quickly and easily. Instead of focusing on what's not working, focus on what can work and what steps are needed to create a different outcome. And this is the sign of a sage. The wise one views an obstacle, and if it's impassable, he immediately steps back and goes a different way. Therein dwells the sage's success. Whatever the obstacle in your life, you have learned what you needed to learn. Now back away and choose a different path. Ooh, I like that. Back away and choose another path. Because you've already learned whatever you need to learn. That's a pretty strong message, Cancer. And you end the year with a new viewpoint and options. And holding the talking stick. But it seems your message is to remember this year that fear wraps our bodies in clothing and love allows us to stand naked, Cancer. Fear clings to and clutches all that we have, and love gives all that we have away. Fear holds close and love holds dear. Fear grasps and love lets go. Fear rankles and love soothes. Fear attacks, but love amends. Because this year is about reaching your destination. Remember, your light is shining brightly, Cancer. And people are also watching you. I love how it's looks like the Disney castle and the clouds and the Wizard of Oz. Alright, reaching your destination says, Cancer, the Sacred Traveler wants you to know, though your voyage was long and there were many adventures along the way, and as your trek reaches the destination, there is a feeling of joy and celebration. And it's important to stop and rest and congratulate yourself for who you are and for what you've already done. And the Traveler forgives those who on the voyage were less than honorable. So release any feelings of resentment, fear, and sadness that you may have gathered along the road, because you've reached your goal. Let everything else go. You are a majestic being who can bring light into the heart of others. Celebrate and honor yourself, because you are so worth it. Because a fresh new way of living emerges for you, Cancer. Love flows through you and to you. Reflect and redirect your energy, because your light is shining brightly. And let's see what your soul coaching card is, huh? Karma's been guarding them so nicely. She didn't even pick one. Alright, Cancer. And there you are. Your affirmation for this year is about focus. It says, all my thoughts are directed toward my highest good. As they should be. I love that. So, thank you for joining me, Cancer. I appreciate sharing your energy in this space with you. And as always, if you're interested in a private reading, you know how to get a hold of me. Now, we're going to continue on to Scorpio. Do. All right. Hello, my Scorpio friends. How are you? Ready for your yearly outlook? So, here's a quick rundown. I already gave it to Cancer, and I'll give it again to Pisces, just like I did all the rest of the signs. We are going to break this up into 4 sections for your year. We're going to start with the winter time period, which is the time of now. Go through the spring, summer, and then end with the fall, which will culminate in the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021. I'm going to use the Divine Wisdom deck by Neil Donald Walsh, the Sacred Path Oracle by Jamie Sams and Linda Childers, and the Sacred Traveler Oracle as well by Denise Lynn. We'll finish off your reading with a soul coaching card and your affirmation for this year. And I'm going to try not to stop too many times because of my cough. I am doing the very best I can to take care of myself, but I needed to get this last part out in this 4-part series because, well, starting in February, I'm starting something new. And I need to give my voice a few days of break before I do it. Alright. So, we have Thor. Let's pull your cards, huh? Alright. Don't mind the dogs, I just hear somebody outside. Oh, my nose is itching. Spirit is coming in hot and heavy for Scorpios. Alright, Scorpios. Let's get your Sacred Traveler cards. And your Divine Wisdom cards. All right. Oh my goodness, excuse my scratchy nose. Okay. Scorpios, your channeled message that came through as I'm sitting here pulling your cards out of this deck is simply hold on. I don't know if that means hold on like a roller coaster, hold on like wait, or a little bit of both. I guess we'll find out. Let's get into your reading, huh? Your first card is an 11, the North Shield. Pardon me. I had to yell at the dog really quick. So the North Shield card is about wisdom and gratitude, and the wisdom in that gratitude as well. So, your Divine Wisdom card that came out with it is the voice within is the loudest voice with which I speak, because it is the closest to you. It's the voice which tells you whether everything else is true or false, right or wrong, good or bad, as you have defined it. So it seems we are coming into close contact with our conscience and the idea that we are protected by the angels. Right, Scorpio? Because you are cherished by the angels, are you not? As are we all. But let's read that card. This is the winter period for Scorpio, and you get protected by the angels. And the message for this says, the Sacred Traveler wants you to know, sometimes it might seem that you can't see the road ahead, Scorpio, but have faith that by your side are shimmering angels supporting and guiding you in unseen ways. Watch for their signs, especially in the form of feathers. There's a sacred plan for your life, and your life is guided. The angelic message is that you are going in the right direction, and everything is unfolding exactly as it should be. So when you receive this card, it can also mean that you are an angelic healing force for others, because the light within you is so bright. Boy, there's been lots of messages about bright, shiny lights in these 2020 readings. So, going into the springtime for Scorpio, you get the Council Fire and the Decisions card. This is 6, so this has something to do with our home and our hearth and where we're going to be building it. And the card that comes out says, "Do not forsake me when you need me most. Now is the hour of your greatest testing, and now is the time of your greatest chance." So it feels like there might be a little bit of faith testing going on in the spring. But you are stepping into your power, Scorpio, because you are strong beyond measure. Oh, I like that. And it's the Hermit. But not the Hermit escaping, the Hermit leading. See the people behind him using his light? That is a pretty strong message. So, stepping into power says, the sacred traveler wants you to know the greatest power is silent and deep, Scorpio. It doesn't need a show of force. It just is. So, if you've lost or given away your authority to someone or something else, it's time to reclaim it. And if you're afraid of standing in your truth because you are afraid of being judged, shunned, or rejected, it's time to let go of your hesitation. If you've been carrying responsibilities for others, you're stronger for it. However, it's time to decide to either let them go or continue forward with them, but on your own terms. You have a remarkable inner spiritual power that is born of sacred love, wisdom, and grace, Scorpio. Don't squander it. And going into the summertime, the message is another 6. This one is about self-reliance, the Sundance card. In older traditional cultures, this was the masculine giving back to the feminine for the pain of their creation. And in that way, they shared the pain and ground it into the mother, which is our earth and where we live. Right? And the answer says, go first to your highest thought about yourself and imagine the you that you would be if you lived that thought every day, Scorpio. Imagine what you would think, do, and say, and how you would respond to what others do and say. Do you see any difference between that projection and what you think, do, and say now? And if there is, well, just keep chugging along. Keep going forward. Ascending that mountain. It's what we're all doing anyways. But the meaning behind this card says, Scorpio, it's okay to stumble or fall down. Just don't stay down. Do not allow yourself to be limited by the beliefs of others or even by your own limiting beliefs or fears. It's time for you to go beyond the boundaries of self-imposed barriers. It's time for you to live passionately and courageously. So keep moving forward fearlessly. Speak up for yourself. Honor your truth. This isn't the time to be timid or hold back. Go forward gallantly with your banner of truth waving in the wind. You are a light bearer for others. Don't forget that. And closing out 2020 with the giveaway ceremony. and about release. About releasing our own self-limiting beliefs. So, go ahead and do what you really love to do this year, Scorpio, and do nothing else. You have so little time. How can you think of wasting a moment doing something for a living you don't like to do? What kind of a living is that? It's not. It's a dying. Right? Go deep and explore your roots and figure out what it is that you really want to do with your life this year, Scorpio. You're never going to have a better chance than 2020. Right? And grounding says, sometimes the voyage is fraught with the activity of so many places to go and things to do that personal energy gets scattered. And it's during those times that the sacred traveler needs to ground their energy, Scorpio. Grounding can simply be a matter of leaning against a tree and imagining yourself reaching into the roots and up to the branches. This card also can mean you need to stand up for yourself. Don't back down. Stand up for those who can't protect themselves. Believe in yourself. And hold firm to what you know to be true. You're like the ancient oak with its roots deep in the earth. You are noble, valiant, and strong. And you are cherished by the angels. You are strong beyond measure. Go deep, explore your roots, and keep going, Scorpio. That is your message for 2020. Now let's get your soul coaching card really quick from Miss Karma. Message for Scorpio for 2020, please. It's this one right here. And you guys get opening. I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. That is going to be the key to your unblocking this year. Say that to yourself over and over and over and over again if you have to. I'm open to receiving the gifts of the universe. And so it is. Amen. And I'm wishing all of you Scorpios the very best 2020. Thank you for joining me yet again. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you for sharing us with your friends. And just generally thank you. Now, let's get into Pisces. All right, so Pisces, you are last, but in no way least. So let's get the general rundown of what's going to happen in this reading, just in case you've skipped through all the rest of them just to get to this one. We are going to split your year up into 4 sections, and I'm going to pull 3 cards for each of those 4 sections. One from the Soul Traveler Oracle, which we will read, one from the Sacred Path deck, which we will discuss, and one from the Divine Wisdom deck, which I will read as well and discuss. At the end, I'm going to pull a soul coaching card from you, or for you, as a general for your year. And then we're going to end this reading with a general message from the soul coaching cards for all of the water signs. And then this 4-part series will be done. All right. Now, almost 4 hours of content, maybe a little bit more. All right, so let's pull your guys' cards. Pisces. Pisces 2020. What is your messages? is. Sorry, lost a card deck for a second. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so we are going to start the year off with the winter time period, which is now, and we are going to end it with the fall period, which will culminate in the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021. So, for the grand moment of right this second, you guys got one card that was face up, so I'm going to show you that one first. And it is the Wandering Path. Enjoy the journey, Pisces. This is your very first message for 2020. It came out with the peyote ceremony card, a 4, and new abilities. So you could be taking that wandering path to some new abilities this year. And your Divine Wisdom card says, I understand your fatigue. I know you're tired of the struggle, Pisces. Yet I tell you this, when you follow me, the struggle disappears. So live in your God space, and the events become blessings, one and all. Right? It's very easy to forget that, though, when we're in the shit. But let's read the message from the Wandering Path. It says, when you're traveling, you are in the present moment. A mystic traveler has no specific goals for the future and is not focused upon the destination. Everything is fresh and new. And at times it's difficult to accept everything that occurs on the road, especially if the road seems to twist and turn in unexpected ways. It's an act of courage and faith to accept what is without judgment or dismay, and to keep going. So trust that there is a plan for your life, and it's unfolding perfectly, Pisces. Excuse me. Have faith that you're on the road that you're meant to travel on. Accepting what is doesn't mean that you can't work to change it, because you can. However, this card does suggest that every experience is supporting you for your highest good and your spiritual evolution. And if there's something you can't accept, start by gently accepting the fact that you can't accept it. Allowing for your own wandering path is the key to grace and peace in your life. So yeah, I think definitely it is going to be about enjoying the journey for you, guys, Pisces, as you begin the year, especially. Apologize, my little blip. I had to stop the recording for just a second. This cough is just kicking my butt, you guys. Alright, so Pisces, going into the spring, though, is definitely going to be about taking care of yourself. So we're leaning more on the rest and relaxation line quite a bit for you guys this year. So you get the nurturing card, and it is 13 too. That is the transformation number. So you could be transforming a little bit how you're taking care of yourself too as well. I personally had to pause this so I could go take some more elderberry syrup, and hopefully I can get through the rest of this recording without another cough attack. So, Pisces, your message from the divine for the spring says, I am not worried, or I am not concerned about your worldly success. Only you are. It's true that when you achieve certain states of being over a long period of time, success in what you're doing in the world is very difficult to avoid, however. Yet, you're not to worry about making a living. True masters are those who have chosen to make a life rather than a living. And you get expand your horizons and vast vistas. I love this for you. It could be that you're branching out some this spring, and you're not really giving a shit what anybody else has to think about it, which is epic. Okay, so Vast Vistas says, There it is. As the traveler steps out of the woods, the pathway winds up to a high point with a vast vista. The traveler can see in all directions and knows that all things are possible. New and wondrous paths are ahead. And the traveler can choose any direction to journey. So get ready for a joyous, expansive sojourn. Take deep and full breaths, and each breath affirms that you are in an expansive phase of your life. I like it. I tell you what, if you guys have as many adventures as is foreseen, boy, this year is going to be even more amazing than I thought. In the summertime, it's going to be about establishing your power connections, Pisces, okay? This is about establishing your power place and your own sense of personal empowerment, too, in this world. And you get, this is pretty cool, like eclipse card. It says, most people enter into relationships with an eye toward what they can get out of them, rather than what they can put into them. Pisces, the purpose of a relationship is to decide what part of yourself you'd like to see show up, not what part of another you can capture and hold. And that's a good message, too. And trust that there is a divine plan. I like it. Now, to end your year, Pisces, you get the Thunder Beings card. And I love this card from this deck. And the Thunder Beings card is about your usable energy. So, this is about stuff that you've already put into your vortex now appearing. The funny part is it comes out with Distant Thunder card too as well, about clearing the air. And a reminder from Source that says God the Son is experiencing the embodiment, the acting out of all that the Father knows of itself. For you cannot be that which you have not experienced, right? I like that. So let's see what Distant Thunder says. This is the Clear the Air card. And it says, on the distant horizon, a storm is brewing, Pisces. Great shards of lightning are thunderbolting to the earth from the heavens, and it can feel chaotic. But it heralds a time of renewal. This thunderstorm clears the dust out of the air and re-energizes the earth. So be open to change. It's all good, even if it doesn't seem like it. New energy is flooding your energy field. And examine your life and see if there's anything that needs to be cleared, renewed, or released. Now is the time. Renewal and even rebirth is going to be at hand towards the end of the year for you, Pisces. After it seems a bit of a journey within. So let's see what your soul coaching card is for the year. Remember, enjoy the journey. Expand your horizons. Trust that there's a divine plan. And remember to clear the air this year as well, too. So, Pisces 2020. Here's your card right here. And you get Sanctuary card. I am divinely guided. Gently. Or I am divinely guided gently and lovingly. Right? So, the right path is going to be the one filled with ease for you. I like it. Alright, now, let's get a couple more cards for the collective, and I'm going to close this down. Pardon me. Alright, let's get your collective cards, water signs. Let's see what your... Oop. That's it right there. You guys get transformation. Not surprised. Awakening. Ooh, I like that one too. And believe. Beautiful. So your affirmation for this year says, I am joyously centered and safe as wonderful changes occur around me. I am joyously awake and aware and ready for anything. And the best is yet to come. Right? And boy, if that isn't true. All right. From what I have seen collectively through all the readings for 2020 is we are definitely on the uphill struggle. If we have made the choice to choose love instead of fear, right? And this is definitely one battle of ease and awesomeness I am ready to tackle because we are ready to receive, right? Thank you for joining me for this 4-part series. I apologize for the breaks and how long it took me to get it all out, but, life will have her way, right? Be good. Be good to yourselves. Remember, be good to each other because, 1, the world is watching, and 2, it really is working. I love you all beyond measure, and I'll see you all next time.